Nerd Confessions.
Welcome to episode 5 of Nerd Confessions. To my right is Jeff.
Hi.
Hi. Then we have Encore.
What's up?
Then we have Will. Hi, Will.
What's going on?
So Hill.
Hey.
Engineer Tommy.
What's up, everybody?
Special guest
Daniel.
Daniel. This week's topics will be the Ratchet and Clank Reboot, Ajin, and Captain America Civil War. This might sound familiar to us because we've already done this, but a technical snafu caused us to lose everything.
Deja vu.
The person who messed up will remain nameless.
Dick.
So Jeff, what'd you play this week?
Well, that week in question, I played Tropico 5. I played the Overwatch beta and a little bit of tabletop racing. And as I recall, I made fun of you for Tropico 5, but I actually really enjoyed it.
Anything stand out?
In Tropico 5?
Sure.
No, not really. Just it was fun, I guess. It was fun building up my town, watching it get destroyed. I tried to fight America and they kicked my ass, so I couldn't get that trophy.
Did you ally yourself with Soviets?
Yeah, I tried to, because there's a trophy to survive an invasion from the U.S. and they just raped me.
Yeah, they're gonna rape you.
Just completely demolished me. But I really liked it. It was fun. It was a good game.
Does it use a real president?
Huh?
Is it Obama?
No, he didn't.
It's a fake president, isn't it, from the U.S.? It doesn't even show a person, right?
Well, you can choose her. I don't think it shows who the president is, or it does. It won't say.
It just shows a flag, right?
Yeah, it shows a flag.
Yeah.
And you pick your own president's name. It was fun. It was
Alright.
cool. Yeah.
Encore, what were you up to that week?
I played Uncharted. I got to chapter 2.
So Will, what were you up to that week?
I got the platinum for Ratchet and Clank.
Oh.
I started Uncharted Remaster in preparation for Uncharted 4, which I didn't have time to start.
Oh.
And I tried out Minecraft on Gear VR, which just came out.
Oh.
Did you use cheats to get the hoverboard trophy?
No, did you?
No, actually.
I didn't even know there were
Alright, you
cheats.
could like set up slow-mo and infinite. It's like the
It was pretty easy.
boxes.
It was pretty easy
so
to get it,
hard.
though.
First one was so hard.
I got
the
the first
hoverboard
one.
I was
To
I was suspicious of how you got it so easily, like that quick. I had to go back, and then my skills got better, and then I got it really easy.
How do you know how long it took?
Because you see a date on when you get the
Oh,
achievement.
okay.
I spent
Or
hours doing it.
I
And then
did. I did it like the fourth try when I tried it again. It was
The gold
long.
one? The gold? The
The
best?
first one. The second one was
The
first
one
one's
for the
easy.
trophy, you have to get it under a certain time limit, though.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the one where you get it for the hidden one. The one that you have to do it in a certain time, like 2 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it on my fourth try.
Oh.
No, you. I remember.
So hard.
I'm that good.
No. I'm not that good. I remember whenever you hit the boxes, you speed up. That's what I remember. You have to hit every box.
We hit the box, you speed up.
Yes, I said you have to hit every box, not the bombs ones though.
So everybody? Oh, so what were you up to that week?
I played Ratchet and Clank and Mad Max.
Ooh,
Mad Max. Game of the year.
Rabble.
But Mad Max is really good.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I'm loving it. I still haven't played that much of it, but
How far did you get?
I'm gonna tell you, I just barely popped it in.
Hey, that's
craft
fine.
around.
That's
How many
fine.
recliner toilets did you see?
Only 2, I think.
Alright. I played some Fallout 4 again. Was trying to get the trophies. I have an article written up that we'll be posting up soon. Played some more Dragon Quest Heroes. Kind of fallen off that already. Tales of Hearts R is my commuting game. I played the Neo beta. I played some Lords of the Fallen. Played Castlevania Chronicles Dracula X.
Jesus
And I
Christ.
too started Uncharted 4.
Did you shower that week?
Have you slept?
I went a week without showering when Uncharted came out. I'll admit it. Alright, so let's move on to topic number 1 of the week, the Ratchet and Clank Reboot. What did we all think? Jeff, how'd you feel?
I thought it was cool. It was a good game. It was cartoony. It was fun. The jokes weren't overpowering. You know, they made their jokes here and there, and that was it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. A lot of good weapons to choose from. A lot of good enemies. It's good.
Okay. Will?
I'm trying to figure out this Overwatch discount. Sorry.
God, Will, pay attention. So, Hill, how'd you like that at Ratchet and Clank?
I thought Ratchet and Clank was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It brought back a lot of like, I guess, childhood memories of playing games that were similar.
Did you play the original?
Yeah, I played the original back when it was on PlayStation.
Isn't it like 15 of them they made?
I think there are like 5 or 6 of them.
The other one was much clunkier, I would say. When you look at the original game, it looked more bulky, and I think the bolts were way bigger. But it was really fun. Really fun to play. And it's really simple.
It was. I had a good time playing it. It was fun.
So we think it's a good thing that this game was a tie-in for a movie?
I didn't see the movie, so I can't really say too much.
I
but-
watched the movie, and to me, it seemed like the movie was just an excuse to get high quality cutscenes, because that's all the movie was, is pretty much cutscene to cutscene to cutscene.
Huh?
I think the movie gave them an excuse to make the game, so I think the game was an afterthought, but then they actually ended up putting a lot of effort into the game after they figured out it was going to be good.
Honestly, the game is very beautiful. When I watched and played the game, all the graphics, everything with the game is just great. The fire effects, the water effects, swimming, jumping, whatever the effect is, it looked good.
It was the prettiest game I've ever played until something came out this week.
Ooh.
I think Sony's reporting that it lost like $10 million on it.
The movie?
Yeah.
But the game sold more than they expected, so it'll probably
Wash.
even out.
Well, I mean, it was a discounted price, right?
Yeah, $40, but it outsold their expectations a lot, so it's probably evening up. I'm sure the movie wasn't that expensive to make compared to like a Pixar movie.
Well, I mean, exactly. Like, they made it knowing that they're going to use a lot of those cutscenes, so it was probably part of the whole Ratchet and Clank budget to begin with.
I don't even think Sony probably didn't even put the budget on it. It's probably that Robo company and whoever made it. They're probably ones that are going to be hurting. I don't know though.
The company
Talking
that
out my
produced
ass.
it? You mean the company put the money in for it?
One that produced it.
Yeah. I thought Sony did. Maybe.
They probably had like a licensing deal.
Well, as soon as the movie started, it said PlayStation movie experience or something like that.
Ah,
It
it's
was
a
kind of
shit
cool to see. First time I've seen that in a movie theater.
Probably last time.
No.
I hope not. They have that new theater in New York. I hope there's
Yeah.
more PlayStation experiences like that.
Can we get a Spyro movie? That'd be cool.
So the opening weekend of that movie, it only made $4 million, almost $5 million. So in total, it made $8 million. So after the opening weekend, it only made $3 more million. That's pretty sad.
Yikes.
I'll watch it when it's free on PlayStation Plus.
Well, like there was only 2 other people at the movie theater who went, so it was not doing very well, and it was not marketed at all.
Yeah, I don't think it was marketed. I didn't.
I saw
had-
posters.
I had no idea there was a movie until I saw the poster at the movie theater, but there was like no commercials, no promoting it at all.
Honestly, I thought the only time I saw anything for it was at PSX.
Yeah, me too.
That's the only thing I ever saw for it. I didn't see a TV commercial. I didn't see a kids meal thing.
I know.
Tie-in.
They
So-
should have had some sort of.
So their box office, they got 11.6 million worldwide with a budget of 20 million. So that's
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but it's still an ouch.
Man, they'll get it back. They'll come back. They'll put it on TV and make money. So are there any other PlayStation classics we'd like to see come back?
Tons.
Yeah, lots of
Ooh,
them.
what do you want?
Crash.
Oh, no one needs Crash.
Medieval.
He's wearing T-shirt at
Medieval's come
PSX.
Yeah, well,
Big
the
tease.
guy was teasing the Crash Bandicoot shirt at PSX, and then the first few minutes of the game that everyone's playing.
They made a PS3 Crash Bandicoot. Nobody bought it.
Ooh,
I didn't play games back then. That's why.
It looked like it sucked. I never
Well,
played
wasn't-
it, but it looked like it
But
sucked.
wasn't PlayStation 3 the weaker console? The last console
It was
set.
also Xbox. It was
It
on
was,
everything.
it was
Oh,
but
was
it
it?
picked up towards the end.
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
made by Naughty Dog. If it was made by Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog will never make another Crash Bandicoot.
You think so?
I'll give you $200 each if Naughty Dog made a new.
Ooh, let's go
Ooh.
Naughty Dog. 200
Well, that's
bucks.
on recorded.
Well, they have like divisions. They can make it like a small division.
Naughty Dog's not going to waste their time on a Crash Bandicoot.
Why not? That game has
Yeah,
so
nothing
much
They do
else.
better. They do better now. They don't need to go back and make a Crash Bandicoot.
Maybe Crash Bandicoot Racing.
Ratchet and Clank was pretty good though.
Ratchet and Clank is not even close to it.
Like make a small little development
waste
team.
of time.
Crash was pretty cool back
Small
in the
little
day.
development team.
Back in the day,
put,
They could
put a
make
little
it
bit of
come
they're
back.
not
resources
not
into
from
it.
Naughty Dog.
Well, if you make the game just as pretty as Ratchet and Clank is, I'm sure it would sell awesome.
It'll sell fine, but it's not going to be Naughty Dog that makes it. Guarantee you, no way they would do it.
That's
By the way,
interesting.
side note: the Ratchet and Clank movie was produced by Rainmaker Entertainment. Ooh, just so you know.
Oh,
There you
cool.
go.
I was worried
Now
about
we
that.
can sleep at
I hope so.
But so when you're looking at it, I think that if they made a Crash Bandicoot or Medieval for original PlayStation, or a Spyro the Dragon, or any kind of other game, I would totally buy it.
Yeah, you'd buy it, but it's not gonna be by Naughty Dog.
I'm not arguing the fact. I'm just
I
saying.
am.
I think it's a possibility.
It's not a possibility a Naughty Dog would do it.
He's like, man, if they make it, I ain't playing it.
I'd probably play it, especially if Naughty Dog did it. But I'd be
You don't
very
play it
shocked.
because I'm gonna be
Well-
like 700 out of the hole.
I think the game. Yeah, 700. There's 5 of us here, so it'll be 1,000.
Oh yeah, there
How do
you
you
go.
get to 700? That's not even an even
I
number.
just threw a number in the air. Didn't even guess. Look, man,
200 times.
750.
Naughty Dog gave me the number, and we just went from that.
Can we get an engineer that can do some math, please?
You know what? I'm gonna produce next movie now.
So, I thought, going back to what else games do you guys want to see on PlayStation or original PlayStation stuff? I mean, I'll throw Spyro out there. I'll throw,
Spyro would be cool.
Spyro's still back though.
But I don't care about that Skylander crap. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
It's like devoted for kids, though.
Skylanders is like a toy box game where you like just
Ratchet
run
and Clank
around.
is kind of good for both kids and adults. We would like a game that's good for both.
The humor was both, right? Don't you see that some of the humor was like for kids
Yep.
and adults, kind of like Simpsons. Like there's a meaning for kids and a meaning for adults, which was really interesting.
Do they still make Tekkens?
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
Tekken
they-
7's coming out this year.
Oh wow.
Tekken's, they still come out. Everyone still plays that Jaguar guy, which is great.
Jaguar
King?
Yeah, King, the Jaguar, they're like a half Jaguar head
Saw by
guy.
Eddie Gordo, man.
Eddie Gordo was the worst one.
Why is it the worst
He's
one?
so cheap. He's mush buttons and he does this.
Oh, you mean the
big
Oh,
Korean-
talk
the
about
Korean
from
guy?
King Masher over here.
You mean the Korean guy that does Taekwondo?
You can't beat Metal Gear Solid 1 without a spoon. That part's impossible. No one can do it.
It's so hard.
I did like the first try. Easy.
Ooh.
Easy peasy.
How do you play with a spoon?
You go put it on there and then you rub it the right way with your spoon and you can push the
Oh
button
my
super fast.
god, this guy.
What
Ooh.
the heck? I'm gonna top that and play with a fork next time.
That won't work. Just break the controller.
Show you what's up.
Or a ladle.
Some kind of kitchen utensil? I want to look at your
He's
PlayStation controller.
just gonna bash his controller with like a paper towel roll. Like, come on!
I'd like to see them bring back Legend of Dragoon.
Don't know what that
Fuck
is.
is that?
Old school JRPG.
Oh man, JRPGs in the
When they
house.
come
What's a JRPG? What's
Japanese
a JRPG?
Japanese RPG.
Final
Oh.
Fantasy.
Oh, what about
Good stuff.
Daniel? Would you like to see any PS1 classic come?
Well, it's already coming back, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. It's on its way.
So I'm just excited for that.
All right.
It's really good.
How's it going over there, Will?
Did you get your discount yet?
Not yet.
Fatima's giving you a hard time?
She just said, I'm going to cross-examine that for you and check. And then
Oh
she's
my
like, I
God.
confirm that you get 20% off, a full 20% off, while others only get the 18.20% off.
Oh.
So
What?
she's fighting me on it.
Just
Not
so you
as easy.
guys know, Will's on
18.20.
Amazon.com trying to swindle his way into a deal.
It's
on
not a
Overwatch.
swindle. He paid for
You
the
were
Prime
able to do
membership.
it.
I know I did. I found it. Slick and oily deal.
It's legit. You pay for the Prime membership, and with that Prime membership, you get 20% off pre-orders. And if you're not getting the 20% off the pre-order, why would you pay for the membership?
Amen.
That's
Preach,
true.
sister.
Well, that's an offer they put out, right? They didn't. It wasn't that way in the beginning.
It's
They
not a
put it out.
bootleg. I mean, nothing wrong with it.
It's
That's
not
the
that
price. And
slick and oily until you get like something for free. Like if you randomly get something weird for free, then that's the slick and oily.
All right, let's move on to topic number 2 of the week. Ajin. What do we all think about Ajin this week? Started with Sohail this time.
I liked it. I liked it in the beginning, and then as it, it's like a Japanese anime with a cool kind of a animation style. It's kind of like a 3D, 2D mix. I kind of enjoyed the animation. I enjoyed the beginning. The story kind of grabbed me in the beginning, but then once it rolled into it, saying there's only a few Ajins out there, then all of a sudden everyone's a goddamn Ajin. There's like 4, 5, 6, whatever, 4 Ajins in Japan now. They said there was only 1 in Japan, and
6
there's
is
4.
not that many.
It's got the arrow effect where everyone becomes a superhero.
There's like 4 people.
There's only 6 of them.
Well, I mean, remember how they said they only had 1 in Japan?
That they
and
knew
then,
about.
And then they knew about, and then there's rarities, there's not that many, and then all of a sudden there's more, and then I'm like, what is going on? I don't get it, but it's okay. The story was kind of interesting until like later on, but I kind of like the old guy. I forgot his name already.
Sato. Sato.
Mr. Sato.
Sato.
He was pretty
Tomo
interesting.
Arigato, Mr. Sato.
And then I also liked the kid. I forgot his name. Oh my
Kenny.
god. K. Yeah, K.
K. Nagai.
K.
Nagai.
Yeah, he was really good.
I got it. I like that. It was good.
K. Nagai.
Nice. Well, Encore is the one who picked this topic this week. Why did you choose Ajin for us this week? Why did it grab you, Encore?
Well, I turned on Netflix, and it was one of the things that just popped up. So I'm all about those Netflix original anime shows, just like Knights of Sidonia. So I like that one a lot, and there's some other ones. But so Ajin was the one that popped up. Just put it on, and it really hooked me. So it's what was it about? Go ahead and tell our audience what's it about. Actually,
What's about?
What's
Ajin?
Oh, I'll tell you. I got it right here. So basically, the story is about a student named Kei Nagai
What?
who
He's just reading
discovers
a
he is an
synopsis that he found
immortal
online?
Ajin. When he is hit by a truck, he becomes a wanted person because the Ajin are
God.
considered criminals. Jeff. And the only person who is there to support him is his best friend Kaido.
You should have just read the synopsis of Ratchet and Clank then. We don't have to spend a lot of time.
Well, you know what? That was Ratchet. I have my Clank with me.
Yeah.
In reality, the Ajin are branded as criminals so they can easily be hunted down and captured for
Who's doing
research. So basically, the Ajin are hunted down and they hate humans because of that. And as a result, there's this whole kind of conflict going on between humans and Ajins. So that's the story.
Yeah.
If you want to know more, you gotta watch it.
I would highly recommend it though.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It grabbed me at first for the first few episodes when it had that mystery. Then by the time we got to episode 4, I think that's about the time the car chase ended and they're on the motorcycles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It got a little slow in the middle.
I liked it. No, it was slow at the beginning and nice and mysterious. Then all of a sudden,
That
the
was what
Ajin
grabbed
started
me.
popping up left and right. And
Yeah,
I was
that's-
like, I'm kind of over
I
it.
totally agree. Like in the beginning, it was the mystery of the Ajin, and like that one beginning shot of that war zone type thing really grabbed me. I was like, whoa! There's like these guys fighting this one guy. They call him like a devil or something, and this one guy was fighting, and he was like
I think
invincible.
call him a god. I killed your god.
They called it the god or something, or whatever. It was like the fight was amazing, and all of a sudden it went into a mystery about these Ajin, and then all of a sudden there were like 4 or 5 Ajin are in Japan. So like Japan is like an Asian country or something because there's only one
Well,
other
there
one.
was 2 of them, and then he discovered that he was the third. But obviously because he's an Ajin, other Ajin are trying to find him in a sense. So they come out of the woodworks. I mean, to think that there's 8 billion people and there's only 2 of them would be kind of far fetched.
I don't
It's
think
kind of
there's
far
only.
fetched that they exist in the first place.
You know what?
That's true. The numbers.
Oh, God.
The numbers are kind of interesting, but at the same time, I thought it was cool that they had different types of Ajin for each guy. So each person had their own unique Ajin. One was
There's still a lot we don't know either about their
IBMs?
abilities.
IBMs, or I forget what does that stand for.
I
Jeff?
can't remember. I think that was the American term that he coined. for them.
That Japanese researcher that came called it an IBM. I was like, what?
Yeah, there was multiple terms. What'd you guys think of the graphics?
I liked it. I thought it was. I mean, that's pretty much the main reason why I continued watching it because I'm not into the whole Japanese animation, googly eyes, whatever the heck they do. I don't know,
Which it had.
but they look
You don't
normal.
like googly eyes, Jeff?
Their neck size was normal. They weren't really skinny or really fat or something. So it seemed really normal, and that's why I watched it.
What do you have against anime?
You relish in normalcy? Is that
So-
I don't like it.
Jeff, IBM stands for Invisible Black Matter.
Ah,
Okay.
it's not very, it's
I
very
think
technical.
the most defining feature.
Which makes
of
you
it
want to
was-
know how do they know it's black if it's invisible?
Well,
true.
they start
Because nobody
showing
can
up.
see
Why do they call?
I think the
matter?
IBMs,
Oops.
if they want to, they can let people see them if they want to. I think somebody said that.
I
at
think
one
some
point.
see them.
I thought they don't have control over it.
Yeah,
The IBM themselves?
They don't have that much control.
Well, the only people who can see it are other.
I could've-
No.
I
There's a
could've
couple
sworn-
people who
yeah.
can who aren't.
I thought you could see it if you were close to death.
Exactly. I think that's what it was.
I don't
too.
Like if you're about to if you died and you came back.
I don't
you can
recall
probably
that
see
at
it.
all
No,
being
maybe
said.
maybe I'm some.
I thought somebody said that if the IBM wants you to see it, you will see it.
Yeah.
That could be correlated with. If
It might
you're
just be
gonna
the
fucking
fact that
die.
those people are also Ajin as well. They
That's
just
true.
don't know it. Because, you have to die.
Everybody's
to
an
find out.
Ajin now.
Nobody knows till they die.
Well, no, only some people saw it. Not
What if
everyone.
everyone's an Ajin except for one person?
Well,
who's
then
not
we're
an
going to have a
Ajin?
world population problem.
No, it'll be okay. So,
Does anybody under? Oh, go ahead.
does this make you want to watch any more anime, Jeff? Or are you still kind of
I might-
anti-anime?
I might venture off if Encore, gives me a little
Would you want to see
More
season
choices.
2 of this?
I'll probably watch season 2 of this. Yeah, they're only 20 minutes each, so it's not.
Not too hard.
Yeah.
It's easy when it's short like that. I mean, you
I
don't
think
have
we
to have
need to
commercials.
step back to the animation and graphic style because we just passed right over that. We should probably cover the fact that it's all computer graphics with kind of mixed with 2D graphics.
Yeah,
I said that. I said
made
it.
look like 2D graphics.
I said that earlier.
Yeah, it's very
You did?
similar to the Knights of Sidonia.
Why do you bring up graphics then?
Because they're randomly talking about it.
Okay.
The Japanese anime graphics.
All right.
We were
well,
talking about how it looked 3D. It was a 3D, 2D mix, kind of cell, like early cells shading kind of look.
It was hard for me at first because I'm used to more regular animation, but then after a while you kind of get used to it and it's
Yeah.
like normal.
And it seemed like they purposely did some things to make it look more like traditional anime animation too, like cutting the frame rate lower.
It definitely made the fight scenes nicer. It was
It
a lot
felt-
quicker.
It was
felt
really
more
smooth.
real.
It looked really smooth and all that.
It was easy to follow.
I think they did it on purpose though. They dropped the frame rate on purpose.
Yeah, they made it
because the Knights in
to make
Sidonia,
it
it's
look
hard to
like
like
regular.
follow the action as much as this one was
Yeah,
a lot
Knights of
easier.
Sidonia had a lot of frame rate like drops and ups and drops.
Yeah, it was a lot like a movie that we're gonna talk about pretty soon.
Well, if you like this one, check out. There's a couple others you should check out too. Like if people liked Knights of Sidonia, Psycho Pass, The Seven Deadly Sins, you'll like Ajin.
Oh, I don't watch Psychopaths. I saw this movie.
Psycho Pass is pretty good.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah,
Is it it's an anime movie?
it's an
Oh.
anime show.
That's awesome. Is it same 3D 2D mix or is it like
It's similar, but a little bit more. Let's say it's like 2013. So Ajin's 2000. It looks the same ish, but it's
is the frame rate
it's
like
50-50.
lower?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
lower.
okay.
It's
Anime
50-50.
producers are getting lazy. You need to go back to hand drawing.
But isn't anime itself, Japanese anime, kind of lazy? From what I remember.
It was very minimalistic.
Yeah.
I think the reason they did this style is to kind of save on resources.
What I mean by being lazy is like when you have that one guy have an emotional outburst, like an open mouth, and then it just the screen
well,
just
it's
pans
the face
over.
animating.
Yeah, the face just
I mean,
animates.
just the mouth while the face stays static.
The head
Yeah.
stays static.
There's no
and-
like
yeah.
jaw movement. Yeah.
And then a bubble comes up and weird stuff gets put in there, and that's it. And that's only animation.
Yeah, it's still frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Different, yeah.
And it ends up.
But it worked though.
It works. I'm just saying, in general, it's a
It's
little more.
very-
No one said it had to be very complicated.
Well,
Hey, as long
the-
as it sells, right?
The stuff that works the best is always simple, but
Yeah.
it's just saying that it's a little more lazy when it comes to that too. But yeah, I would love to see us. I would like to see a second season. I'm not going to say I want to see it right away. I'll probably wait.
I want to
and
see it
watch
right away.
Do you really want to see it right away?
I want to know what happened next.
Is it a cliffhanger? I'm not going to rush to finish this thing if it ends on a cliffhanger.
It definitely ends on.
What's the main
cliffhanger.
character's name?
Kai Nagai.
Kind
Are
of.
you?
Oh, why do you laugh every time I say his
Because
name?
for someone who doesn't like anime, it's funny that you know the damn names.
Are you? Are you team
Paid
Kai
attention.
Nagi
It's
or
true.
team Sato?
Oh,
I
you're
like
choosing
Sato.
sides now.
Oh, I'm definitely Team Sato.
That's a good question because at first I was totally for Kai, but then he turned into kind of a douche when he put that kid in the hole.
Yeah,
And then, but Sato is just, I mean,
they
he's,
kind of
he's an
hinted to a
asshole all
lot of things
around.
about his personality in the beginning, and then once you get towards like the middles, you start finding out he's a dick.
But he's still a kid. He doesn't even know what the fuck he wants. He's a kid. He's
He's a
probably
psychopathic
like
kid.
16. Doesn't matter. He's a kid.
He's like a sociopath.
He's not even
if
mentally
anything.
fully developed yet. You can't hold that fully against him.
That's true. You can't hold it against the kid, but yeah.
I mean, you could.
He's
but
a-
you'd
he's
be
a-
He's a
asshole
product
for
of his
doing it.
environment. That's what it is, and it's
The-
not his fault.
Maybe it's a Japanese culture thing.
Ooh, bringing up cultural issues.
I don't think so because even the
Oh,
characters
God.
in the show were
Yeah, but
complaining
nothing to
about
say.
his attitude.
But he's a kid. It's like complaining of like a 7-year-old's attitude. That guy,
But wasn't he always disconnected though?
Yeah,
Didn't
that's what he
say
said.
was
That's
always
from the
the same?
beginning, he said he's
Yeah.
always disconnected. Yeah.
But
He's a-
you get to see more and more as it goes on how disconnected he is, especially when he's such a dick to the other Ajin.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I'll finish it.
This is your poop corner.
Oh,
You poop there.
So for people that like Seven Deadly Sins, Psycho Pass, give Ajin a try.
All right.
I'd definitely.
Do you
give it
guys
a
like
try.
the format of watching the whole season at once, or do you like
Yes.
watching one episode a week? See, I don't like that. I like watching one episode a week, because by the time I finish season 1, and by the time season 2 comes out, I completely forget everything that happened in season 1.
Yeah, but
Oh, you're talking about like watching an episode.
Binge watching versus casual
Oh, yeah.
watching.
When you binge watch, I always forget like details.
that's
all
why
the
it took me
time.
so long to watch Daredevil, because I was waiting for season 2 to come out so I can watch both of them together.
yeah, but you don't need to binge watch it.
I like to take my
can
time.
It
Take
gives you
your
the
time.
option.
Yeah,
That's
take
true.
your
Yeah.
time.
I agree to you, though.
I mean, if you're at an episode where something really crazy happened, you're like, oh my god, I gotta know what happened next.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you can watch it.
Exactly.
And then if you're like, I'm gonna save it for later tonight, yeah, you can do that too.
It's like putting a large pizza out in front of me and be like, hey, this is your food for the day. I'm going to eat it all at fucking once because I'm dumb and I like pizza very much.
Some people do that. Some people like
I have
to binge,
no
though.
self-control.
No self-control.
I like
We're
to
gonna order
savor
some
it.
pizza.
I like
No
the-
wonder it took you 2 days. Never mind.
Some people Some people like
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
but some people like to binge watch because they don't have the time in the rest of the week, or
Yeah, like if you got a day off and you want
they're
to
just
just
like,
go
I
through
need to
it.
watch the whole show because I just want to get it over with. Some people do it for that reason.
Well, it's like shows like Dexter or like Breaking Bad. You know, the first seasons were great, and I don't want to wait another week for it or something. So you get the choice. So
Plus, if you have a lot of shows, if you watch a lot of shows, you don't want to you can't keep track of it all. It's better to just binge watch one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think that this binge watch, I'll go on a little bit off topic, but when we go on, say, binge watching, I think binge watching has opened the door for better television. Because people that went out there and they start writing better shows, they
not
want
as many
people to...
cliffhangers.
Yeah, there's not many cliffhangers.
Like
not a lot of
Walking Dead.
like that,
Fuck Walking Dead.
like Walking Dead, or you would say...
Next week.
Yeah, like there's a lot of cliffhangers, but now on TV, these binge watching, they have a better story that arcs through the whole season. And it fits better. There's not like these weird, misgivings or mistakes.
It also relieves the pressure on them to have to, be on a consistent schedule of produce every week. They can just make it all, and when it's ready, drop it all, and then start working on the next season. They don't have to focus like, oh crap,
Right.
we got to make sure
But
that.
then there's also nothing with commercials.
Are people going to come back to see it?
Well, commercials, you don't have to worry about commercializing it, this and that. It's just all through your sponsorship, your subscription base and all that stuff. But one thing I think is that with binge watching and internet television, TV has gotten much better since I was a kid, I would say.
agreed.
Yeah.
Well, it's not necessarily even
Whoa,
TV
whoa.
anymore. It's all
TV, I don't know about TV getting better. I mean,
It's internet shows.
through the
and-
cartoons we used to watch.
I'm not talking about cartoons. I'm talking about like TV shows. I wasn't watching. I mean,
we have like Netflix.
Well, we have
I know
more
you're not
TV
necessarily
shows
talking
now,
about
yes.
TV.
how about when you go against TV versus movies? Sometimes, like some movies are just total utter crap, and then you go and watch it for 2 hours. but then
Definitely
you
in the
watch it-
last, at least I would say in the last 10 years, TV shows have actually stepped it up, and you
Yeah.
could say they're probably on par with a lot of
I
movies
think
now.
the
But
better
you-
thing to say would be that Netflix and Hulu, like original series and published series, movies, TV shows, are what's helping TV because you can actually
Yeah.
track those audiences.
Not just that, but they're also upping their game, so the regular,
I just think
networks have to step up their show quality, or they're gonna get blown away.
Well, the thing is that you have two different like games here. When you're looking at people like at the NBC level or TV show level, those guys have to live off commercials. That's how they work. You want to watch a show, you have to live with commercials. They don't subscribe to it. Netflix, you have to keep your subscribers, but Netflix also knows who's watching what.
yeah, but I'm also talking like
So-
quality. Like a lot of Netflix's shows are pretty good.
They are.
Like their original stories are really, you get really into it.
Fuller House.
Fuller House is
God.
so
Netflix revives all the
budget
shows.
one they have.
like House of Cards is, it was their first one. It was really good.
throwing it
And
out there though. Netflix does put a lot of content, and not all of it is great.
That's true.
So they need to slow down. In the last, I want to say last year or so, they've been pumping out a lot of content. They need to put a little break on it and say, let's put out better stuff than just crap.
I think as
Better
long as
stuff.
people are watching it, it doesn't really matter if it's crap or not.
Oh yeah, but they just put it out there, and people will watch it or not watch it. It's subscription based.
I
But
don't
That's their plan, though, to have their
Oh,
own
man.
content, so that because eventually I think all the studios will take away their content from Netflix, and then they'll just have their own. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I think
I agree.
Netflix is going to run into a problem sooner than later where when people who are working on the shows, they realize that their show is popular and then they're going to demand more money. So they have all these popular shows and people demanding more money, then the subscription fees aren't going to necessarily pay for it. So they have to increase their prices and it's going to drop subscribers, or they're going to have to drop shows that people like. So they're going to run into a problem sooner than later, I think.
Does Netflix share their statistics, kind of like the Nielsen ratings? Do
Nope. No, I don't
It's
think
all
so. It's
internal?
all inclusive, yeah.
Yeah, they keep it super secret.
they? Wow.
So like people talk about it. So the shows seem really popular because people like write about it and talk about it, but nobody really knows how many people watch Daredevil if there was a drop between season 1 and 2.
Kind of shiesty.
Or how many people are still watching Orange is the New Black versus the first season. And they already started dropping people from that show. like Jason Biggs and all like the outside jail people, they all got cut in the last season. It's
I
probably
think
dropped the price of
audiences online though are a lot larger than you think, because like for example, the YouTube channels get more views than a lot of television channels supposedly get views.
But the TV channels make a lot of money off of the cable companies giving them money before people even watch the show. So they get income from the cable company, and they also get the standard
There's more
commercial.
of it's not as profitable, even though
There's definitely
more
hurting
of an audience.
But I think Hulu and Netflix and all them, they're going to start to run into problems when people do start dropping and going to the next best thing.
Well, Hulu, I think, is kind of in the middle. They have both ads and a paid subscription, but they have a higher price subscription. So maybe Netflix will start doing the same thing. I know they just recently raised their prices, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But it's always going to come down to the fact of who's got the better content.
Or
If there's better shows on, let's say, Netflix compared to Hulu, then more people will be more willing to pay.
I thought Netflix was
for
the
Netflix.
king last year, really, on subscription-based shows stuff. And then I think HBO is kind of eating at it now with the HBO Go thing. I think that's kind of it's taken a little bit away from it. Hulu is its own little side thing.
They have a couple of good shows, HBO, but nothing like what Netflix is putting out.
I don't think HBO and Netflix are really competitors.
Yeah, not
HBO
really.
is just riding the wave of Game of Thrones, so they got people hooked on that.
There's
That's
a-
what people
yeah.
are paying for.
The CW is doing pretty well with all their Arrow and Flash.
Yeah,
But
they just
that-
got
but-
Supergirl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Supergirl's going to get mixed in, right?
Yeah, but that channel is not marketed everywhere. Only some certain areas get it.
Yeah, that's true.
But the
but anyway.
popularity is picking up.
We're digressing.
We're gonna rank Ajin.
Let's rank.
Ajin.
We didn't rank Ratchet and Clank.
We're ranking Ajin.
Let's do Ratchet real quick. Go, Ryan.
I give Ratchet a 9.
I give it a 7.5.
What?
Was that a wide or a what?
It was both. It was
What?
both. It was wild.
Will, what do you give Ratchet?
For being a platformer in its class, it should be a 10.
Ooh, you're so generous. So Hill?
I give it a 9.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now let's do an Ajin whip around. I'll give it a 7 for what I've seen so far. Jeff?
I give it an 8. I kind of liked it. Surprisingly.
I'll give it an 8 also.
Will?
6.
Ooh. Down.
What did
I,
Tommy?
I give it,
Corey's
I
so
give it an
confused.
8.5.
So Hill?
ooh, I would give it a 7.
Ooh.
The only reason it's 7 is because that whole thing about Ajins, but go ahead.
I think
The whole thing about Aj, the entire show.
No. About
wait, I wanna know.
What I said about Ajins being, there's only 1, and then
Oh.
2, and then now there's 4, and then there's 6.
Well,
and-
is that your reason for 6?
Well, my reason for 6 is the animation style kind of sucked, and it
Ooh.
started getting. The beginning was slow for me. It's kind of the opposite. The beginning was really boring, and only got interesting as soon as Sato got in. It's like the Sato
Made
plots
it interesting.
and masterminding is what
Yeah,
made it
same
interesting
for
for
me.
me.
Yeah, okay.
He's my favorite character. I love to
Yeah,
hate
Sato
him.
was pretty cool.
So you had a plot issue.
Yeah.
I had
Like
story
Will had a lot of
pacing.
There wasn't enough
Maybe-
action.
Maybe season 2 would be better if there is a
Yeah.
season 2 for me.
All right. So,
So to leave Ajin, I just want to say one thing. If you liked it, try Persona.
the game Persona.
So good.
Persona 5, right?
All of them. They're all good.
Oh, okay.
So moving on.
Moving on.
But
up.
hold on, if you want to update for the discount of
Yes,
Overwatch.
I do.
Did Will
All right,
succeed?
so I think they updated the way the discount works. They reworded the FAQ to be if it's more than 20%, then you get that discount. If it's less than 20%, you get your full Prime discount of 20%.
Yeah, so-
I didn't do it quick enough.
Well, I'll give you a quick background. The way Amazon is doing their 20% off to compete with Best Buy. So Best Buy, it's 20% off no matter what price the game is. For Amazon, it's only for the first 2 weeks the game's out, and it's only off the list price. So a lot of times they'll drop the price like a week later to 50, but it's like cut price. It's on sale. So you don't get it off the sale price, you get it off the list price. So the way that this deal is working for Overwatch is it's saying the list price is 48. It doesn't say $59.99 crossed and it's on sale for $48. That's why it's working for some people, but they're getting confused over there.
Well, apparently I need to try it at night. I read that on that forum. It's a different country, and then during the day it's here.
I
So
did
should
mine
try
at-
again at night.
At 10 in the morning. So it worked for me.
I don't know then.
I don't know. So let's move on to Willie's Secret Willie before we go to our third topic of
Ooh. The secret
That is off
Willie.
the outline.
All right, so we all saw the Ghostbusters trailer.
Loved it.
You love the Ghostbusters trailer?
I think it looks
let's
good.
keep
It
going.
was
Is that the popular opinion that everybody
It's
loved
not. I think it looks fun. I don't want to go see it.
I liked it too. I liked it a lot.
it? Hunter, what'd you think of it?
Of the trailer?
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I'll probably be skipping. I watch a lot of movies, but I think I'll be skipping this film.
Wow.
He's gonna go see it. He's lying.
No.
So can Will finish
I
his
don't know.
question, please?
So
I don't know.
what's the popular opinion right now of Ghostbusters?
There's actually
trailer?
a site that has negative, what do you call views? Like they
YouTube.
Is it YouTube?
YouTube.
So it tells you how much they liked it or disliked it.
It's the highest disliked trailer ever released on YouTube.
Yeah.
Jesus,
YouTube.
that's
mean
intense.
Doesn't mean anything.
I hope it fails.
Will continue to Secret Willie.
All right. So Paul Feig, or is that how you say it? Feige? Or
Feige.
Something like that.
Paul Feig is the director of the movie, and he had some feedback about that. He says that geek culture is home to some of the biggest assholes that he's ever met in his life. What do you guys think about that?
I agree.
Agree.
You don't think they're justified in their opinion at all?
Like, they are justified for their opinion, but when people are, oftentimes you see things where people go out and straight up threaten their creators because they did something they didn't like. It's fine to go express your opinion, but when it becomes hateful and you start to attack their creator because they say that they ruined your childhood, then you're taking it way too far.
So I think sometimes it's like mob mentality. You know, whenever mobs happen, people ride the wave. Like people go out there. You know, after the Lakers won the championship, I think like whatever, so many years ago, someone went out there and kicked a car. Then everyone started kicking cars, and it's like not everyone, but a big group, and everyone goes out there and mobs together. I feel like the nerd community, or the so-called nerd community.
So by Encore not wanting to watch it, we should all just mob behind it.
Well, they should.
Well, no, that's what
Specific
happened.
to the nerd
Encore-
community.
Encore's fine. Encore's voting with his wallet. Says, I don't like the trailer. I don't like what they did. I'm not going to go see it.
So
That's fine.
if there's movie bombs, I'm blaming Encore.
No,
No,
that's not the point. The point of the geek culture being assholes is when they say, fuck Kevin Feige, what's this guy's name, for making this movie and ruining my childhood. He
Paul
should die.
I don't
Paul
think
Feige.
that they're necessarily assholes. I think they're just more open.
No,
to
they're
what
not.
thinking.
What happens is that people ride the wave. People get behind like a statement.
Well,
so you're watching like Thundercats, the original cartoon. Then they said they're gonna make a Thundercats movie. When they say they're gonna make a Thundercats movie, people go, "Oh, it better have this in it." If it's not in there, one person makes that statement. Everybody rides the wave, and then like,
Well,
800,000
good idea.
Do you guys
Yeah.
know anything about Ghostbusters 3 that was going to supposedly happen?
Yeah,
for the
and then it
longest
got
time?
canceled, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people love Ghostbusters. There's a big following to it, and this one's a reboot.
Yeah,
and
it's a reboot entirely.
they're not even passing the torch or anything. They kind of did that in the trailer, but there's only cameos, not even of the characters of the people from the original Ghostbusters.
Right.
So if we were having kind of like a passing of the torch, we acknowledge the old films. This is just a female team. The other team still exists. I think it would have more of a positive
Right.
reception.
Right.
But
I don't.
I think that what people want is to see the original. What I said originally is that people want to see the original Ghostbusters, their peep guys, in a new movie, a new Ghostbusters movie.
Just
They don't
silly.
really want to see.
Except one's dead, right?
One did
Yeah.
pass away.
yeah, so Ghostbusters 3
it's kinda hard to
officially
do that.
died as soon as he was gone, I
Yeah.
think.
But what happened is people saw Girls, and it was as Will said, it's like a reboot, and they're like, well, how are these girls going to do it? These characters are dumb. It has 800,000 dislikes on YouTube and 200,000
Yeah,
likes.
there's a bar that's already set there. I mean, if the original was made with women and then they want to reboot with men, it would probably become the same thing.
No, if it was
don't-
an all-male cast, I guarantee you it wouldn't be the same reality.
No. I mean, like if the original version was an
No.
all-female cast,
Oh, you're talking about swapping.
if it was swapped, then it would probably get the same effect.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't know until they did it.
Yeah, until they do it. That's true. You don't know.
You
But
don't
I
know.
think that Bill Murray is so loved. I feel like all the characters from the original movie were so loved because of the weird, quirky '80s Chicago type humor.
True.
That Saturday Night Live humor more like it. Those people.
I don't.
But-
I don't think it has to do anything with the girls. It just does not look funny. The jokes don't hit the
I think,
trailer.
I think a lot of it has to do with the women.
Yeah, most of the criticisms. This is where we go back to.
Look at it.
This is where we go back to the comment of him saying they're assholes and hateful.
Yeah.
As most of the comments that I see are them just complaining that it's a female cast.
Yeah.
If you want to go back to Bill Murray shit on all the scripts he got. He didn't like them. He didn't want to participate in the movie at all.
Yeah.
He is participating in this one. He likes the script enough. He has enough faith in this project to be in it.
Right.
All the other ones he didn't want anything to do with because he said the script was shit.
But I haven't read the script or
And he
anything,
knows
but-
more about it than any of us. We've seen a trailer. And the trailer is what? Shows 2 minutes of footage from the movie?
Yeah, but it's not. It just doesn't look good. It have a joke in there that hits. It looks bad.
Yeah, but it's because they're the new Saturday Night Live comedians, the female comedians. I think that who's the lady that plays the main character in this one?
Melissa McCartney?
Yeah, her and the other lady,
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig is really funny. Melissa McCarthy's really funny in Bridesmaids. And
Speaking of Melissa McCarthy, the director had this feedback about her because she got a lot of negativity towards her. Melissa McCarthy is just this hilarious woman who is so funny.
Sounds like a smart man. As an intellectual comment. I think it's smart that they put Melissa McCartney and Kristen Wiig in the movie because they made multiple movies that seem to track well with both men and female. So going this route, I think they've chosen the majority of the cast to be good.
But those are rated R movies though that they've done. I don't think
But they
this is
work
gonna be
well
rated
together.
R.
They have good chemistry, and it looks like it.
Not in
yeah,
this trailer.
they did well. They did well together. They did well together in different movies. But when you throw in two different people to be your co-stars, I don't know if it's going to mesh that well because you have to share the screen with them, and then you have that one guy that's Thor. I forget his
Chris
name.
Hemsworth.
I think
Chris
he's
Hemsworth
an
is
antagonist
the
too.
man meat.
That's next week.
Did you want Melissa McCarthy not to have her fat woman physical comedy? in this?
That's one thing that we talked about and we missed it. Is the physical comedy of Melissa McCarthy. She fits herself into a peg, and she always has physical comedy. She's a fat woman that makes fat jokes about herself and that she's a woman and she's angry. That's what she does. She did it in every
Spy.
movie I've seen. And
Did you see Spy?
Are you saying that's bad?
She uses
That's
it.
not
no,
bad?
of a fat
doesn't
it's not
hit.
bad. It's just that she fed herself into that peg.
Chris
and now
Farley
people-
did it, and he was hilarious.
Well, we were just saying that this movie already has what's that black girl from SNL?
I forget her name.
That
always.
black
Leslie
girl.
Jones.
I forget her name. I'm trying to
Leslie
describe it as a
Leslie
physical
Jones?
description.
Leslie Jones?
Leslie
I would have
Jones.
said it too. I
She's
just-
not good friends on SNL.
Leslie Jones is very physical comedy too. So how much physical comedy do we need?
Yeah, and she's very tall, like really tall woman. Big.
I think they're just their humor is really like you can tell it's pushed to make it funny as they can, and it's like it
Yeah.
doesn't feel natural. It's more like forced.
Yeah, like when she's like, "The power of Christ will compel you," whatever. That just it was
Power of
so
Fatty compels
bad.
you.
That was so bad.
I do agree. That part was pretty stupid.
And then when she jumps off the stage or whatever, it's like, is that a race thing or what? That wasn't
so,
funny. Dude.
You want me to give you a comment off YouTube real quick?
Give us the most angry one.
So let me read one.
All
So
of them.
one is right
All
here.
800,000.
There 90% of them say it sucks, but here's one. You killed the series, Sony. You just ruined a cult classic. The worst. This is worse than Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh,
was pretty
that's a
bad.
hell of a statement.
that statement's
That's a hell of a
stupid.
statement.
It's not an educated statement to judge an entire movie just off a trailer.
Right. So what we're getting is people have bandwagon behind this and just chosen to dislike it. I think it's probably gonna be a bad movie. That's me personally, but I don't think it's not worth watching. I would watch it. Hopefully Bill Murray's in it as
He
a
is.
cameo.
He's in there.
I agree too. It might be a bad movie, but to say that it's going to ruin everything else, the third Ninja Turtles was garbage, but the first one's still fucking amazing, and I still love watching it. I bought the 3-pack just so I can have all three of them.
You know that's an independent film.
The first one,
The first
yeah.
one was there.
All right.
But
so
anyway, but yeah,
I mean,
it's-
I have one more thing we can talk about with this, or if you guys want to move on, we can move on.
We can just move on.
All right.
We got 2 more
Wait,
episodes.
go ahead. What is it?
All right. So do you guys know
You bring
James
it up
Rolfe?
and
Have you
then-
heard of James Rolfe?
Nope.
Who?
James Rolfe, angry video game nerd. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
No.
Is he
All
the
right.
bad
Well,
guy?
he's a popular internet video game reviewer, and he came out with his opinion about the movie. He does a lot of nostalgic games. And his opinion of this movie is basically the popular opinion, and he said he's just not going to watch it and vote with his wallet.
Yeah.
And then a lot of articles went back on him and said that he's being sexist and he doesn't want to see it because it's all female cast. So everybody's at conflict. If you don't like the movie, you hate women.
So you're for the patriarchy.
So you have to be you're part of the patriarchy.
So you're part of the male-dominated workforce.
that's the society we live in, though. That's
It's so
That's
stupid.
what our society chooses to think that it's important, and
The whole thing about that is a stupid comment to bring that up about how a male saying that he doesn't want to watch it that means that he's anti-woman. That's so stupid.
I mean, he didn't say that himself. Don't put the words in his mouth. I think he said the
he didn't
smart thing.
mention women at all. He
Yeah.
said it's fine that they're women.
No, I never said he said that. I said that, but someone saying that.
Yeah,
is
somebody's
messed up.
saying because he doesn't like the movie, he hates women. Yeah,
It's the same
that's so
thing as when
stupid.
people when people don't want to see Tyler Perry movies and they're not black or African American, they think they're racist. It's like, no, I just don't want to see it. You don't want to see Ghostbusters, I just don't want to see Ghostbusters.
I think he did a good comment. You don't want to see it? Vote with your wallet. Don't go see it.
That's good. That's good. That's a good thing
I'm
to
saying
say.
vote for your wallet too is kind of silly too, because I mean all these theaters offer $5 movie. You can't see for $5.
If
You're not gonna see it for
don't go see it.
$5.
I mean, time's precious. You
I
don't
mean,
want to see it, go see it.
his way of saying that I'm not going to see it. I'm going to vote with my wallet. He's saying for all movies now they keep remaking movies like RoboCop and what other movies did they remake recently?
I don't know. A lot
Predator.
of Predator.
Total Recall.
Total
They remade
Recall.
it was not good.
But-
and we go see it because we have that nostalgia, but it's terrible. And they keep doing it because we keep going. So
And
he's
then-
saying,
and then this brings
vote
up
with your wallet. Don't
Yeah.
go.
RoboCop was okay.
Yeah.
original.
it
Robocop.
wasn't-
Well, Judge
wasn't
Dredd,
great,
that was a
but-
good remake. I
Oh,
like that
Judge
one.
Dredd is
No.
beautiful. I
It's
I
got
love
love Judge Dredd so
Red
much.
is a
That movie
forgotten
was
The original.
cult.
Oh, the original is the better one of the two. But the
I
new
still like the new one a
the
lot.
new one
I
is
thought it was
good,
really
too.
I really like the new one.
I'm so
It was
surprised.
underrated.
Peachtree.
I watched that and I was like, wow, this is a good movie.
It was a really good movie for 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used a lot of the little slow motion drug scenes. It was good.
Talking about movies, did you want to move on to Captain
Here we
America?
go.
All right. Well, we started off our Captain America talk. We're
Have
going
our own Civil War
to
here.
do a quick whip around, give a 1-sentence review. Encore, 1 sentence. And give it a score.
Wait, we should say what team you're on.
We're going to do a 1-sentence review. Give it
And
a
what
score.
team you're on?
Give it what team you're on. And after we do our whip around, we're going to go into spoiler talk. So start with Jeff. 1-sentence review.
But if I say what team I'm on, it's going to be 2 sentences?
Yeah, just give it a separate. Give it a semicolon.
Say your sentence and then
Run
say
on,
what
run
team
on,
you're
run on, run on.
I am on Team Iron Man.
1-sentence review.
And you put me on the spot here. Jeez. Even though we did this. It was a good movie. Had a lot of fun. But it kind of dragged on too long. And there wasn't enough action.
All right. What did you score it?
7.
Okay. Encore.
I think it was the best Marvel film put out to date right now,
Okay.
right next to Avengers and Iron Man 1. I give it a 8.5.
What team are you on?
I'm on Team Cap.
Team what?
Cap.
Oh.
Cap.
I thought you said Team Cat. With like Black Panther.
Team Capped.
Cap.
Will.
Cap.
1-sentence review.
I'm on Team Captain America and and lots of superheroes, lots of fun. 9 out of 10.
Ooh. Tommy.
I am on Team Iron Man, and it's very action packed, but there is some points where it's pretty slow. I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Ooh. So heal.
I enjoyed it, and I would say I'm on Team Captain America as well. I enjoyed it, and I thought it was really fun and entertaining. For the money I paid, I would watch it. I voted with my wallet. So there you go.
What did you score it?
It's not a remake
9
though.
out of 10.
Do you-
Ryan, what do you give it?
Here's what we're
I'm
gonna-
on Team Iron Man, baby Tony.
Ugh.
And
Two
I
sentences.
thought it was a fun
Baby
movie. It was fun, action-packed, entertaining. But I feel like the story for the cinematic universe isn't really going anywhere. And ultimately, it was just kind of a inconsequential action movie. It's fine. I'll give it a 6.8.
Ooh, that was low.
That's 6.8.
It's
Yeah,
lower
why
than
you point
me.
8,
Daniel,
not point
Daniel, did you
5?
watch this?
I did not watch it.
Okay, so
But wait, quickly, because
Damn,
we're
Daniel.
we're at 3 Iron Man and 3 Captain America. Whose team are you on?
Probably Cap.
Oh,
that's right.
He didn't see it, though, so he didn't see how Captain America was
I don't-
acting.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I haven't
So-
seen it.
but Iron Man's a little bit.
Hey, this is racist.
They're all little bitches in that movie.
All right.
Except for Black Panther.
So let's jump right into spoiler talk. Let's start off. So, do we feel it lived up to the hype? It's had a huge marketing budget. They pushed this thing real hard. Did it live up to what we wanted out of it?
No.
It definitely lived up better than Batman vs Superman did.
Yeah.
I agree.
Totally agree.
I felt like the movie was much more entertaining to watch. Whenever you saw the trailer, you said, "Okay, this is what I think I'm gonna get," and you got something that was entertaining and not confusing and not weird. I think Batman vs Superman kind of lost me, and Lex Luthor sucked ass again. But anyway, let's keep going.
That's a whole other hour discussion.
Focus. Let's focus on.
So I think the beginning of it was very slow paced, and it felt like a Captain America movie to me because I just think Captain America movies are slow. But towards the middle, going towards the end, it was very quicker paced, and it felt more like an Avenger movie. Obviously, because there's so many, Avengers and whatnot going around.
Yeah,
but
so many superheroes show.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. That's the kind of why I gave it a 7 because it was like slow, and then it got fast. That's just how it is for me.
See, I think it's okay for it to be slow, but the problem is when it's slowed down from the action, they're not really doing anything to progress the plot. They kind of just start to reiterate why they're for this initiative or why they're not for it, and they're kind of just repeating the same thing over and over.
Same reason over and over.
And it wasn't
again.
like how we expanded this universe, what consequences are happening now that this is going on. It's just slow down, show why we're against each other until we get to the next action scene.
Well, I think the villain was part of the pacing problem. At the very end, I think he was very good, but towards the beginning and middle, it was really weird. Like, all that shit going down at where were they? The headquarters for S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Mm-hmm.
And he just walks right out. Nothing happens to him.
Yeah.
I really like what they did with him and like how he wasn't like a physical threat, but his plan was to turn them against each other. I thought that was really good when they talked about it at the end, but everything he was doing throughout the movie, it's kind of like, what's he doing and why? They didn't even make him seem clear that he's the villain of the movie until like the end.
Right. He was a small, he looked like a regular man, and regular man could take down superheroes.
That was silly.
But that was
too. I
also a
hated
problem.
That
That's
was
the problem I
dumb.
had with that as well. It's just that
Silly.
it didn't feel like there was a villain at all. It just felt like some annoyance kind of in the background.
Yeah.
He was plotting. He was masterminding this whole thing together.
It took him
and-
3 hours.
Well, it would take you much longer than that. It took much more days. But if you think about it, he was a special forces guy or a secret agent. and
It's
that's
just
what
silly
his
to think
job
this
was.
one guy is going to get the better of every single one of them. It's
Yep.
just silly.
That's
I think it would
Especially
have
that
been
one's
better.
a genius, by the way.
Exactly. It would have been better if they had an actual villain because, fighting the villain is going to cause the collateral damage, and which
But
would have brought it
the-
full circle back to the reason why they are fighting.
The whole point of this movie was to have them fight each other, right? It wasn't really to have an enemy. The enemy
They're
is
each other's
other.
enemies.
Yeah. But the reason why this
Lot of
whole movie is
subterfuge.
about current government issues with government control over people. So in the movie, what they do is Iron Man wants to have the government or the UN control the superhero team, the Avengers, to let them go out or not go out, right? To attack or not to attack. Captain America is more about freedom. We choose we decide what we want to do because the people in the people in politics also have agendas. So if you think about it, that speaks to today's whole.
But it should be
show.
noted, though. It should be noted, though, that Iron Man's decision comes from guilt. I don't think he necessarily thinks that
Right.
it's government controls the best thing. I think he thinks it's the only option left.
Well, it
'cause there's nothing else
humanized him.
to
He
do.
finally
Yeah.
realized that you can't be a superhero and go do whatever the fuck you want and not have consequences for what you do, regardless if it's
Yeah,
good
he
or
just
bad.
doesn't know what to do about it. So he's like, all right, well, who do we usually go to as a last resort? And government.
And Iron Man has always been like a playboy, right? And he always seemed like whatever, screw that.
So
Screw this.
far.
And then now it brought him down a little bit to say, hey,
Humbled him.
yeah, humbled him when he heard someone died because of something they did.
How many people has he killed? Or is he just noticing
Thousands. Now I don't know.
Because they're all self-centered, stupid assholes. They don't
the
care.
thing that he needed was that lady to say, "This is my son, and you've killed him, and he was going to be this and this and this."
As she awkwardly waits for him at the bottom of an elevator that she's not even going on.
And she's
So
not going to get on.
convenient.
Right.
But it's just the accumulation, it slowly wanes on him.
They did a good job representing why Captain America and why Tony Stark are on their side, but then
Yeah.
everyone else, it's kind of like, well, I guess I'm going here, and I guess
They
I'm
kind of
going there.
bandwagon.
Especially Ant-Man's, like, they just capture him. It's like, oh, I'm going to fight for you because you got me.
picked me up.
Well, same with our.
wasn't he like a fanboy though? He was
web
kind of
slinger?
fanboy. Yeah.
He was a fanboy.
Captain America.
They just start joining this big fight just because.
But the same thing, Spider-Man was kind of the same thing. He didn't even
Yeah.
know what was going on. He was just doing it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man did the same thing as Ant-Man. They're both on the whatever
much.
side they can
Coming
choose.
really-
A cool
were they-
side note. Paul Rudd, who plays as Ant-Man, actually admitted that when he was on set, he was fanboying all over Captain America, and there was a point, I guess, where he had to go to the bathroom, and so he handed his shield to one of the cameramen, and Paul Rudd's like, "Can I touch it?" Come on, let me just hold it. No, just 2 seconds. And he grabs the actual shield and he like freaks out like a regular fanboy. Oh my god, it's really not that heavy. And he goes all kind of nuts about it.
Stupid Chris Evans. Who cares?
Movie prop.
Well, it's a movie prop.
Paul
But it's not
Rudd
made
knows
of,
how props
made out of
Yeah, well, he
vibranium.
said that, in Ant-Man, it was mostly just him, and then all of a sudden he's on a movie set with all these, superheroes dressed up.
Right. And
So
it's
he fanboyed.
it's a much bigger cast. A lot of them are AAA, movie actors now. I mean, they used to not.
There's a
be.
lot of big movie actors.
Now they are, but they weren't before.
Yeah.
They'll start killing people once it gets too expensive.
They'll never kill anybody.
They have to
Ever.
Not in a Marvel,
That guy can't
not in
walk.
a Marvel movie.
He can't walk
So,
right.
so let's talk about the two, most talked about surprise heroes, which is the Black Panther and Spider-Man. What did you guys think of the Black Panther?
It's good. I liked him.
Oh, I liked him a lot.
Badass.
I think he's really cool, but they should have put more of an explanation on his vibranium armor. Vibranium.
I'll explain it.
Oh, here we go again.
do you want me to explain
We don't
it?
need you to explain it. We want the movie to explain
Well,
it to us.
I don't like
That's what I'm saying.
Vibranium.
I know, but they explain. Only thing they explain is vibranium is in his country. That's all they say. They say his country is rich in vibranium.
I think
That's
they
all it's
wanted to leave it a mystery so you would
Yeah.
want to go watch the movie.
The reason is that I think I explained this to Jeff earlier on the week as I went and researched it a little bit. So vibranium, there's two types of vibranium. I'm guessing.
You're guessing.
I know. There's two types. There's one that's from
As a matter of fact.
what's the country's name that they're from? The African
Angkor?
country.
Angkor.
Wakanda. So
Wakanda.
there's Wakandan vibranium, and then there's Antarctic vibranium, and the vibranium that's Wakandan can destroy. No, the Wakandan one can do as much. What's going on, Encore? You angry?
He's crying over here.
I'm trying to tell Encore to talk.
ran out of
stop
vibranium.
texting, and he's like, "But they're all talking anyway, and I can never get in." So just butt in.
Damn, dude. That's all I said to him. Like silence, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
You threw your
You've
hands
just-
up in the air. That's what it
you've
means.
just talked more defending yourself than you have about the movie you were so excited to talk
Hey,
about.
I've got a lot to talk about,
Yeah.
but go ahead, guys.
This is a problem of the movie.
Wait, I want to
We need
know.
So
You guys-
he'll-
let's
we're
wait.
talking about the
wait.
movie. We
I
don't-
want to know
Alright, then
which go ahead.
We're
Just
talking
finish
about
what you're
the
saying.
movie.
It's over. I
We
want to
don't-
explain it, but if you don't want to talk about it, I won't talk about it.
The movie should explain it to
It's
us.
true.
We
I
shouldn't- we
I know
shouldn't
the
have to
movie
go
should have.
seek it
I know
out.
the movie should have, but I did some research to just get some.
So which one's
information.
better, Wakanda or
No,
Anaconda?
so there's the difference is there's two things. Like one of them can absorb any kind of like damage. It doesn't matter if you shoot it with a bullet, it will absorb it, and then
So
it'll
that's Captain
negate
America's
it.
shield.
Right. So that's but Captain America's shield's a little different. I'll explain it in a second. So the Wakandan one can absorb as much like vibration or damage or hits or
Force.
whatever force.
So can his
That-
shield.
Yeah, but I'll explain in a second why there's a difference.
Give him a second.
Then there's the Antarctic one. The Antarctic one can destroy any metal it touches. It doesn't matter if it's like next to
So
it
it
or
can't
whatever.
resist.
It cannot resist. But if they touch each other, they do not damage each other whatsoever.
So his
So-
suit is made out of the one
The-
that can resist, and his claws are made of the one that can go
Right,
through.
you're
Okay.
100% correct.
So an unstoppable force against an immovable object.
Right, but then you
Whoa.
have
Mind blasting.
Captain America's shield, which is vibranium and Jeff. What's the metal that's in
Adamantium?
Adamantium. It has adamantium in as well. So it was
a
an
complex.
accident. It was an accident. They put it together. Adamantium does not. The adamantium that they had was a natural form of adamantium. I don't know if I'm 100% correct on that. And it mixed, and his vibranium shield is much more resilient.
Well, whatever.
Regular
Captain
guy.
America doesn't deserve it anyway.
So
Iron Man's dad made it.
So big question: would Wolverine's claws penetrate Captain America's shield?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But it can, wait a second. So the claws can penetrate any metal. So
But
that
adamantium
includes
cannot.
adamantium, right?
His one is one that it can absorb. So if you slapped it with adamantium, it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't do anything at all. It wouldn't cut through it at all.
I mean, the claw goes into the shield.
Wolverine doesn't slap people.
and it's
Wolverine's-
half adamantium.
right, but it's more resilient. From what I read online, it's more resilient because it's a natural form of
Plot holes in
adamantium.
this Marvel universe.
Not to mention though that the claws never went through it; it just kind of scratched the paint.
By the way,
Scratch it with your
the
claws.
adamantium that is in Wolverine isn't 100% the best adamantium out there.
Well, yeah, he had it in the
pure.
Was that bootleg adamantium?
It's like bootleg, third rate.
bootleg.
It was installed in that subpar station
Taiwanese.
below the
Taiwanese.
earth.
So, who here is looking forward to a Black Panther movie?
I am.
I'm
was.
not
looking
that
forward to
excited.
it.
Well,
But
you were.
I was until I got bored by the science between.
I'm sorry. I just want
that black, that big vibranium panther at the end of the movie didn't make you excited.
Can you say the CD name? The company that makes CDs
The company that what company makes CDs?
verbatim.
Verbatim.
Verbatim?
Vibranium.
Vibranium in the cranium.
It's a branium and bramium.
I go see all the Marvel movies.
What did you
so I'll go
guys?
see it.
What did you guys think of the actor who played as Black Panther?
He was fine.
I think he did a good job.
He doesn't really have
He was
much to
okay.
do in the movie, but he's fine.
He's angry a lot.
You just have to be angry and then
No
be
one
like,
really-
Oh, okay, it's okay.
No one
What do
really
you
had
think,
much
Uncle?
room to do anything besides Tony Stark.
Uncle,
and
what do you
Captain
think?
America.
I really liked him when he had the mask on. Nothing to do with his face or anything. His accent sounded much better when he had the mask on. He just sounded more like real and legit. But when he took it off, it sounded like a fake accent.
So you think maybe the whole thing is that he overacted when he was with his face?
I don't know what.
So
it
you're
was.
saying he pulled a zoom on you from Flash?
No.
Mhm.
As soon as he took the mask off, you're like, I can't take him seriously anymore.
No, it's not seriously. It's just his accent. He came off as the Black Panther when he had it on, and he just sounded badass and cool. And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But then he took it off, and it sounded fake. His accent sounded fake for some reason.
It could have been an issue with like they filmed. The
I saw it
scenes with
twice,
them.
so I overanalyzed
Oh,
everything.
man.
Dang.
It could
What
have
about-
been.
Go ahead,
It
Ryan.
could have been a thing where he filmed all the out of suit stuff way before he ever did his voiceover for suit times.
That's
it's,
true. That could be true.
Well, apparently he's like a method actor or whatever. So he had that he learned the accent from his dad, the actor, the Wakanda. What's his name?
Yeah.
King T'Challa.
T'Challa. So
Sarabi.
and I guess throughout the whole
Sky.
filming of it, he was stayed in character and did that accent. So I don't know if it's post or anything like that.
See, it'll probably be better when he gets his own movie.
No, I think he's going to be good. I like him a lot. I think he's going to have a good solo movie. I just think Black Panther. People don't understand Black Panther because he's not really a superhero. It's kind of like Batman, right? He doesn't have.
he
his
is he has serum in him. He's injected
see, this is where we.
Well, we're
By the
gonna
way,
find
what's
out.
what serum?
some Wakandan serum.
I heard that.
He's got to run that. He's got to run faster than Captain America somehow. But it's not the Captain America serum. He's not that.
They had their own serum. I
I thought it was all. I thought he was like a normalish guy.
I
You know,
think
suit is the only thing. That's
right,
apart.
right. So his suit is vibranium weave or whatever. That's what I heard. But what happens is he knows karate and kung fu and
yeah,
stuff like
but he
that.
doesn't make him
Karate.
run that fast.
He was
I
still,
know- I
he
know
was
he
still
doesn't run
able
that
to
fast.
run faster.
See,
and
that
take
didn't make
as much
sense.
damage.
That- has a potion.
whole running scene
It was
was
awesome. I
It
thought it
looked
was
so
awesome.
stupid.
it looked so
It
dumb.
looked really
There's
bad.
more than meets the eye. Let's just put it
It
that way.
looked bad.
Transformers.
Yeah, just like Transformers.
Okay.
There's more to him than we know.
But anyway, he's an interesting character. I would like to see more, and I think he'll be fun to see more.
So I
So
guess
what about what do you guys think about Spider-Man?
It was good.
I thought it was
It
the
was
best
awesome.
Spider-Man.
Save the movie.
Best Spider-Man that
Not
I've
save the
seen.
movie.
Save the movie. Absolutely.
20 minutes in the movie.
Absolutely. The movie's fucking boring.
so angry before.
Save the movie.
The fact that you're getting so angry about it means that you
Means he saved the
agree.
movie.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
think it saved the movie, but made a lot better than it would have been if he
The movie
wasn't
was
there.
His
Fucking
humor
boring.
was very well accepted.
I think he was more of the Spider-Man that we knew from the comics or people knew when they were watching him on TV. He talked a lot when he fought, right? He would talk about or make jokes when he was fighting in the cartoons.
He's like a
when he
good
was
guy,
kid.
Deadpool, basically.
Yeah, I liked all the banter.
Yeah.
I would have liked a little bit more like intelligence signs, like the Macintosh in his bedroom. Anybody can turn on a Macintosh.
But he's poor.
Yeah, he's poor.
Yeah, he
He's
can't
broke.
afford that stuff.
You
He
can-
built it himself.
You can
Maybe
go
it was a
to, you
busted
can go
up
dumpster
Macintosh.
dive old PC parts.
Yeah, but they-
Those
I
are all
can't.
I wouldn't know what to do with
But
that.
Will,
The
the
fuck am I
intelligence.
doing?
He's intelligent.
My computer
But
upgraded
he-
itself to Windows 10 twice. I didn't know.
No, but I think he's intelligent. He went and rigged it all together. He made the webbing. That's got to do something.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
intelligence.
like only a big indication that
He also figured
was
out
really
his powers.
intelligent because during the fight, all it was like, oh, Empire Strikes Back. The
Well, he also talked about Captain
Yeah, man.
America's shield
Well-
and the fact that it doesn't make sense, and so he knows a bit of what's going on, but he's still in that teenage
Remember,
phase
yeah.
where he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god,
He's
what's going
mastered
on?"
his powers at such a young age, as opposed to everybody else who's pretty much old or older, mid 30s in the movies. This kid's what, like 16, 15?
He's like,
He's supposed to be like, yeah.
And he's already mastered his
school.
powers. I mean, come on, that's
But at the same time, I'm going to talk to a side note here. That whole nod to the Empire Strikes Back, do you think that was like a throw out there to get people saying, yeah, that's funny. It's a Star Wars joke? Do you think that's something that?
I think it's to show he's a
they
nerd.
weren't afraid to put it in there because Disney now owns the property. I think that's
true.
all it is.
Yeah.
That's true.
I really like that with this, they kind of introduced him and got rid of him even doing a possibility of an origin movie for him because we've seen it enough. So
Right,
once his
right.
movie finally comes out, they can kind of just get straight into the story. So we'll have an hour of him getting bit by a spider and learning all his stuff.
Yeah,
So
we've
we can
already
just
seen
get
that
straight
twice.
to it, which I like that.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like the scene is just kind of like ham-fisted in there, it doesn't really do much for the plot to have Tony Stark go out to Queens and talk to Peter Parker for 10 minutes. So it's a fun
Right.
scene, but it does feel kind of forced in there just to get him into the big fight
Yeah,
scene.
know what?
they had to. Oh, sorry, Uncle. Go ahead.
Well, you know what they're probably doing in his own movie is like the original Batman. You know, Michael Keaton was like right away he was Batman.
Apologize.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
And they have to do flashbacks.
Yeah, they'll probably do something like that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think that they knew that the origin story's been destroyed to hell and it's been put out so many times that they're like, okay, I don't want to put it out anymore.
Maybe we'll just get a cool title card slideshow and they'll get it over in 2 minutes.
montage?
Yeah.
There's no need for it.
They don't need it.
I wish they would do what they did with Spider-Man. I wish they would also show how they brought Ant-Man into it instead of just like, oh yeah, we kidnapped him.
I mean,
Like,
they might
seeing the
have.
scene would have been interesting.
The movie's
they'll
already
do it.
long enough that we don't need.
I thought that
Yeah.
fact that he was just in the van and they picked him up is part of what makes it funny that he's just there.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, but I mean,
it was
they
funny.
wrote it in well.
just imagine his reaction is like, "Holy crap, you guys are the Avengers." That would have been a funny scene to
It's
see.
probably going to be on the bonus disc.
It might
It
be.
will
It
probably
could
be on the bonus disc for you to buy.
I mean, the Marvel
Download
movies are kind of setting themselves up to just be fun popcorn. This is a good time, so you don't need to get too into the details and worry about.
So the
it.
question
That's
now
true.
is: would you guys like Spider-Man to be in another Avenger movie?
Of course, you will be.
Of course. Why
This
not?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, of course.
More Spider-Man, the better.
The more Spider-Man is
Fight it up.
a lot of people relate to Spider-Man a lot better than they relate to other superheroes because Spider-Man had that weird, awkward teenage phase. Some people had it, some people didn't. He kind of had a little bit of issues. He has a lot of problems in his normal life and his superhero life.
Yeah, he's
Well,
poor.
Exactly.
Uncle,
And-
can you relate to Spider-Man?
Sure, he's poor. I'm poor.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is. Spider-Man is relatable. I think we said it previously, but he's a kid first and a superhero second, as opposed to, Tony Stark and Captain America, who are their job is to be a superhero. That's not Spider-Man's job. He
Right.
likes doing it. It's kind of like a hobby, and he enjoys doing it. He feels he needs to do it, but he wants us to be a normal kid.
So you mean you can't relate to Thor? Is what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Nobody
What
likes
the
Nobody
fuck? Yeah,
can.
Thor. He's the worst one. Yeah, absolutely.
Thor's pretty bad.
Fucking Thor.
And then you have like
The
what?
Hulk.
Oh, excuse me.
The
The Hulk's
no,
relatable
the
too
Hulk is
because he
relatable.
struggles with the same thing that Spider-Man does.
You have a split personality that rages and destroys everything.
No. But the
Sometimes.
relatability is the
Sometimes.
relatability is that he
totally
didn't
relate
want-
with that, Jeff.
Yeah.
What'd you fucking say?
Whoa.
Whoa! Relax.
Don't go green.
Woosah. But a lot of people have relatability with Superman. Not Superman. Spider-Man.
Captain America.
Superman doesn't relatable for a lot of people because he's an alien that's super powerful, but he has like a weird.
And he
side
always
life.
does the right thing.
He always
no matter
does the right
what.
thing.
He never does anything
good
bad.
God.
And Spider-Man
Kansas
has
boy.
Spider-Man has a
Not for my
girlfriend.
horse.
Spider-Man has a girlfriend sometime, and he has a girlfriend. He has to deal with that girlfriend.
Thor had a girlfriend.
But you do the same things. I'm saying like that. Thor has a girlfriend. But what I'm trying to explain
Thor
is,
flies.
but Thor can explain like I had to take care of something in my home country. Please forgive me.
Yeah, she already knows who he
But
is.
Spider-Man, he's like
The mystery.
doesn't know, and he's always late to dates. Imagine if you're late to date with your girlfriend, or you didn't show up.
That's it.
All the time.
What would happen?
Or if your girlfriend thinks that the superhero is more
Or your
hard than you.
fiance?
Yeah.
She would be pissed as fuck, and she would leave you. But she stayed with him.
That's kind of harsh. Leave you just for one date.
I said multiple dates. It's like hundreds of dates he's done.
It's
in
true
the
though.
cartoons.
Thor says I gotta go, and he goes back to his home world. Like that's
probably
big.
got,
That's big league. Spider-Man worries about fucking paying his aunt's bills and
And
taking the
Speaking
trash
of the
out.
ants, how did you
Ant-Man?
guys think of Aunt May being so young? What did you guys think about that?
That's fine. She wasn't that young.
She was
I
a
was
lot
fine
younger
with
than
it,
the
but
movie.
what was weird is how much Tony Stark wanted to put his pee in her.
That's what Tony do.
But he's a natural.
Why did he want to sleep with her?
He's
so
a natural
badly?
flirt, though. That's what he does. It's like part of his shtick.
Because Pepper left him. Did you see the
Yeah,
teleprompter?
Pepper left.
Come on.
Pepper Potts.
It's
Pepper
right up-
Ann.
They couldn't afford her.
Pepper
Whenever
Pig.
whenever the budget gets too expensive for actors, they have to put in one line of why they're not there.
So is that the reason why she's not in the
money.
movie?
Probably.
It's because she's so expensive.
So you mean they
Probably,
brought all
Personally-
these guys on? They brought even.
She's pointless though. She doesn't.
Yeah,
She
why-
doesn't do
Nobody gives a fuck
much.
about her.
She's like a
What's the-
secretary.
It's not an Iron Man movie. Yeah.
I
she's
mean, why are you
a
gonna
nobody.
give Gwyneth Paltrow like $2 million to be in this movie if she's not gonna do anything for the plot?
Gwyneth
There's already too
Paltrow
many
is
people.
super
that's
expensive.
just like Nick Fury. He didn't need to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Nobody even missed him.
True. Nobody missed them.
We don't need Samuel
What's the
Jackson
guy who
anymore.
plays in The Hobbit? What's his name?
Which
Martin
one?
Freeman?
He played.
Martin
Martin Freeman.
Freeman. He was barely in the movie.
Yeah, barely in the movie. Yet he was in it. You know, he didn't need to be. I'm pretty sure he wasn't cheap.
But all these people have these contracts, and every time they bring them back for the movie, they request more money.
Yeah, but I think some people are out there not. Some people were in this movie not for the money. Just like I just want to be in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people out there.
I mean, Paul Rudd's not taking that much money yet, and Spider-Man's not getting paid jack shit yet. So.
Yeah, he's a kid, yeah. But at the same time, I think there's actors out there that are willing to make the compromise to say I want to be in a movie and I'll take the pay cut. Some are not.
And then there's Robert Downey Jr., who pretty much
Getting
takes
$40
half the
million.
budget.
He's worth it.
Well,
$50 million,
and so is what's his name? Who else?
Chris
is it?
Evans.
No,
He doesn't make
the
hardly
pirate.
enough.
The pirate. What's his
Johnny
name?
Depp.
Johnny Depp. He eats up a lot of whenever he does a movie. He eats up a lot of budget. He's like,
Yeah,
I
the
want
biggest
10%.
prima donna of all the actors.
Yeah,
The movie makes $1 billion. It's fine.
Yeah.
yeah, but then he wants. But not only does he want movie money, he wants the rights to the toys, which is like 20%. He wants 20% of
businessman.
every toy.
Robert Downey
It's
Jr.
fine, man. It makes $1 billion. That last
So-
movie made $1 billion.
So, Ryan, question for you. What would you say
billion.
is the best scene in all of Captain America Civil War?
Ooh, let me think. It's not the airport for me.
Is Tommy the new commentator now, or what?
Moderator.
Tommy took over.
I'm keeping us on track.
Go to Jeff first. I'll come back to you.
All right, Jeff, what would you think
My
is
favorite
the
scene in the
best?
movie, the airport fight scene.
Okay, Soil?
I agree. Airport fight scene was the best.
I'm ready.
Will?
Fuck out of here, I'm ready.
I want to say something else, but it's the airport fight scene.
Encore, since you saw the movie twice, what is your favorite scene?
I actually liked that staircase scene. It was pretty
That
cool.
was good.
I did too in the beginning, right?
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, I wish I could say it matches our airport scene though.
No, obviously, I think that's one of the biggest.
Which staircase scene can you explain?
When Captain America and Bucky were first trying to get
Oh,
out
when they're
away from
escaping.
the police
And when
and
the
everything.
authorities busted.
Oh,
And then
okay,
Black
okay,
That was the
okay.
beginning of that
later.
chase.
I actually enjoyed that one scene where it had Captain America, Bucky, and Iron Man fighting. That was a very emotional scene.
All right, it's my turn.
Ryan, what is your...
My favorite scene, well, the airport scene was a good time. The scene Sohail just mentioned, the climactic battle, that one actually had some emotion to it, and I really liked that a lot. After we found out that Tony had been betrayed, because Chris Evans knew that his parents were killed in that way. But I don't think he actually knew it was Bucky, but when they realized it and they had that real fight, there's actually consequence to it. But there's also that moment where I really wished it wasn't called Captain America, because I was like, oh, of course Captain America is going to win his own movie.
Yeah.
That scene was that was a really well choreographed fight.
He's a
scene. I
liar
liked
for all
it a
you
lot.
team captains out there. Captain America's a liar.
Go kill that
Yeah, but-
cricket.
Honestly, what does that sound?
I don't know.
Cricket.
The cricket.
My favorite scene was the airport because it was the biggest representation of the Civil War. You know, it's just you see them split and run at each other and just all hell breaks loose.
I thought the scene that Ryan brought up was more emotionally tied in during the trailer.
Yeah, the airport, you know, just the fact that, you know, they all mashed up together was my favorite scene. And it brought out the whole Civil War feeling the most. I mean, that's what they emphasized, you know, in the trailers, all of them kind of clashing together. That was the biggest representation
Yeah,
for
exactly.
me.
I was waiting for that emotional moment the whole movie, though. It was like, oh, is this where he says, but he's my friend? And then it's like, I was too.
Yeah, I almost thought they cut it out of the movie.
Yeah. I know,
'cause
I
when
was
they were
waiting for
exploring
it,
that
and waiting
bunker,
for
like,
it,
when's
and
that
waiting
going to
for it.
happen? And
Yeah.
But Soil was right. In the preview, it had more. It was more meaningful in the
Trailer.
previews than it was in the actual movie because there was spacing in the movie that just made it goofy.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting that they would put that in there with a little bit more pause. In the trailer, he gave it right away, and it gave it more emphasis. It was like, boom,
It's like right back
I was
at
your
you.
friend.
Yeah, exactly.
And
like-
then
it was like, boom! Good try. Good try, Tom.
Clash of the crickets over here.
It was
Oh my
like
God.
that one scene. It's like sometimes I just want to hit you in your pretty little face, you know. In
I like that scene too.
punch
yeah.
you in your
In the
perfect
trailer,
teeth.
Punch you in your perfect teeth.
Yeah, in the trailer it was like all, you know, oh my god, but in the movie it was like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
a joke. So that's Ed power of editing.
yeah, they got it. So Daniel, from what we said, would you want to see that movie?
Yes.
Actually, spoiled the shit out of it for you.
I don't know what happened.
Sorry.
I still want
We
to see
ruined the whole movie.
The trailer showed most everything anyway. I mean, there's
No,
not
it
much to spoil.
didn't.
Nobody dies.
Yes, it
ever,
did. You get
so-
the idea from the trailer.
You know,
Yeah.
with this culture, with the trailers are giving too much away. Don't
I try
watch it,
not to.
man.
I try not to watch trailers.
So
I bet you didn't know that Batman was in it.
before we end any
Batman
ending,
definitely had too much stuff getting away from the trailer.
can we go over the trailer scenes? Do you want to talk about those?
No.
No,
You wanna talk
Trailers?
about
No.
trailers?
not really. I'm
We've
over
already,
it.
we've
No.
already talked enough about them.
We
The
talked about the trailer
one thing.
scenes?
No.
The end credit scenes.
No,
is that
no,
what
let
you're
him watch
talking
it.
about?
Just
Yeah.
let him watch it.
I thought you were talking about going over
The
like the trailer
previews.
for the movie.
No. I'm talking about
That's what it sounded like to me. I was like, what trailer?
That's what I thought too. I do not
I
want to
meant,
recover
I meant to
that.
say the end credits. Can we? Do you want to talk about the end credits?
There's
The two
one
end
thing
credits?
I wanna ask before we go into the credits.
Got it.
Does anyone think the Marvel formula is getting old?
Yes.
No,
I do.
I personally
not yet.
it's making
I think this straight away from the
No,
Marvel
but the
formula
person
enough
just
to
because
keep my
making
interest.
money doesn't make it good.
Wait,
Sure.
hold on, Daniel. Why do you think? Why did you say that?
Well, it just seems formulaic now. Like, I feel like if you've seen the first set up to Avengers, you pretty much know what.
It's gonna happen.
Not
didn't
that,
see it exactly.
not that, and none of the movies are entertaining or anything, but you know what they're about and know what. It's nothing new. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say.
They're-
Every movie
they've-
that comes out.
So you know where it's heading.
Yeah, it's just.
They follow a very specific set of beats, so you kind of know what's gonna happen, and it goes. The formula is just it's always just setting up for the next. So nothing in that movie is consequential. Like nobody died in this movie.
Well, the Avengers are broken up right now, so
Well,
something did happen.
Yeah, but they're just gonna get called together and come back
Yeah,
together.
but-
Welcome to
they-
superhero films and comic books where it's always got the same story arc.
yeah.
But as a cinema fan,
Until you watch
I'm
Deadpool.
losing interest.
Hey, don't
Going,
watch
you're
it.
kind of losing interest in superhero films.
I am. I'll go see all of them.
But as Ryan said, it's popcorn movies. You're gonna go
Yeah,
buy
it's-
popcorn. You're gonna buy the soda. You're gonna go watch the movie.
You
You're
take
gonna
your
pay
kids
for
to
time.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I have
It's a
fun.
family movie.
I have fun. I'm not expecting the best movie of the year, and I have fun usually when I go to them.
It's
Still a
not.
good
It's
time.
not like something that's gonna change the world, but at least it makes you enjoy.
It changes
the movie.
my world.
Makes you forget about what the world's like for
Yeah,
a few hours.
True.
But how long is it going to take for them to stop making $1 billion? Because
Yeah.
the Avengers 2, they already said that they were disappointed in that. And that movie made like $2 billion.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
still
It made a
talking about being
lot of money.
disappointed in
Made
it.
a lot of money.
Well, it made less than the first Avengers, but it made 1.4 million.
Yeah.
I mean, what
billion.
kind of movie makes $1.4 billion and it's considered a financial disappointment? That's getting
When it's
ridiculous.
sex.
So the end scene, the first end scene was what?
The first one,
I remember.
They
It
go
was
to
the vibranium.
Wakanda. What's it
Wakanda.
called? Wakanda.
Spoilers: Captain America doesn't die, and Bucky goes into frozen storage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
Cryo
scene.
freeze.
They're freezing Bucky in Wakanda.
And
Captain
While in
America's
the
not dead.
comic, Captain America dies, and Bucky takes over as Captain America because he's
True.
got the same serum in him.
Oh, that would have been way cooler
Yeah.
if they did that in the movie.
That was what the
They didn't
that
want
was
to
what the
lose the
comic was
actor
about.
though. I mean,
He'll
hate
probably
that guy.
die. Infinity Wars. He'll probably die. They'll probably kill off Captain America.
They'll probably get rid of most of the Phase 1 actors will probably be wiped out once they get into the Infinity War, and they'll replace them. They're probably
True.
setting it up. Like Ant-Man's going to be more prominent. Black Panther will be more prominent. Scarlet Witch will get in there. They'll start replacing them.
Yeah, the whole thing is they're gonna allow this first gen of characters to come out and finish these roles, and then when Infinity Wars with Thanos and all that stuff comes around,
So they'll pass the
they'll
torch.
pass the torch.
Now, what was the second credit scene? Actually, I thought there was
Spider-
only one, so I got up after the first
Spider-Man
one.
sitting on his bed, and he's looking at his suit that Iron Man gave him, and he's using the
A watch.
It's like a. It's
he has
looking
like
at
an
the suit,
itch.
and his
or
itch,
something.
and then when he looks at it, it shoots a screen onto the ceiling, and it's like a digital screen. It says and just Spider-Man's face. Basically, he's part of the Avengers.
This is like Spider-Man's bat signal.
No, it's like his communications with the Avengers.
Thank you for joining us for episode 5. We're wrapping it up. Join us for episode 6 next week, which we're actually doing in 30 minutes. We'll be talking about Uncharted 4, Hush, and The Last Shift, both Netflix movies, Willie's Secret Willie, and we're going to talk about some news, a new segment. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.